spurred some tornado warnings as well a little bit earlier. So we are talking about that right now with First Alert meteorologist Patrick Pete. And man, kind of a bumpy ride over the last hour.
Yeah, scattered storms have really been firing up. It warmed up today to the mid 80s here. Now, I know it didn't feel like it because it was so gloomy out there, but scattered storms really were able to tap into some of that energy. Strongest of those storms moving through extreme northeast Georgia, where we are still tracking an active severe thunderstorm warning for portions easternmost parts of Rabun County until 4 o'clock. 60 miles per hour wind gusts and some heavy rain and also some sizable hail included in this thunderstorm. It's going to be moving out of our area over the course of the next few minutes, but you can see that line of storm stretches to the south. Heavy downpours moving through Homer and Banks County down towards Talmo, Oakwood, Gainesville. Nice little cluster of thunderstorms over you. And then inside of the perimeter, there's a scattering of showers. We've had some lightning just to the north of the perimeter in places like Johns Creek. But for the most part, the city of Atlanta and most of the metro just picking up on rain. Some of it light, some of it moderate, some of it a little bit more aggressive. And then there's more thunderstorms down I-85 when you head towards Noonan, south of Noonan into LaGrange. True Meriwether counties picking up on some heavy downpours and a lot of lightning and some gusty winds in some of these thunderstorms, but they are sub-severe. And as Tracy mentioned, all of this energy out ahead of a cold front that's pushing in from the west, but also lifting from the south. It's going to be Hurricane Helene. You can see the cloud cover really moving already into portions of South Georgia and seeing all of the state of Florida engulfed in the cloud cover, and some of the storms starting to fire up in Florida as well. Right now, the storm has winds sustained at 80 miles per hour. It's moving to the north-northwest at 10. The forecast is for it to intensify rather quickly over the course of the next 12 to 24 hours, becoming a major hurricane by Thursday morning, making landfall somewhere between Panama City and just to the west of Gainesville as a Cat 3 storm with winds sustained at 125 miles per hour, moving swiftly through the state of Georgia and maintaining a lot of energy. We see this 60 miles per hour. These are the sustained winds, essentially the winds that are blowing continuously for 1 minute. We expect those winds to be at 60, which means the gusts could be higher, especially for areas south and east of Atlanta. Those gusts could get well over 80 miles per hour at times. So something we'll be watching, especially considering we still have more rain to come tonight. We've already had a lot of areas pick up 2.5 inches of rain with some of these thunderstorms, and more rain will push through the area as we head through the overnight. We really don't dry out. Not really a break in between the two systems. It's going to be wet tomorrow morning when you get out as the boundary collides with some of the moisture from the tropical system, and that's going to mean scattered rain in the morning that only gets heavier as we head into the afternoon. You can see the oranges, you can see the reds, downpours really dominating and getting heavier Thursday night into Friday morning. We believe Thursday night through Friday morning is going to be our toughest stretch, but there's a whole lot of soggy time that's going to lead up to that. As we get closer to 3 a.m. Friday morning, you can see more of that deep tropical moisture pushing through the city of Atlanta and all of North Georgia. And then the center of that circulation looks like it's going to pass at this point just to the east of Atlanta, but a lot of our communities are really going to have to deal with this rain through early Friday morning. Some scattered showers and storms lingering in far North Georgia as late as 2 o'clock Friday, but everyone's going to see gradual improvement as we head through the late afternoon into the evening hours, eventually trending drier through the overnight. You know the rain is going to be intense. We've actually bumped up our forecast. We think that it's going to be a lot of widespread 6 to 10 inches of rain, with some locations getting nearly a foot of rain. So no wonder we're all under a flood watch until Friday afternoon. And then we're going to be talking about these winds that are going to really compound the saturated grounds. Take a look at these wind gusts Thursday night. This is 9 o'clock, 56 miles per hour wind gusts in places like Athens, Eatonton, near 55 here in Atlanta. As we head through the overnight, these gusts increase. I mentioned we could get gusts over 80 miles per hour. We'll see some of that southeast of Atlanta, but the winds really don't taper off until late Friday. Even after the system lifts to the north, we have saturated grounds with 30 to 35 miles per hour gusts through the afternoon, eventually tapering off as we head into Friday night. A very messy stretch of weather as we head through the next 48 hours. First alert weather day for scattered rain and gusty winds, damaging wind gusts as we head towards your Thursday and Friday. Flooding rain possible as we head through the next couple of days, eventually trending drier as we head into the weekend, and temperatures comfortably in the low 80s through the beginning of next week.
Well, now